Hi there, Crafty Pals, Louise with you today. Thanks so much for checking out this video. It was originally an idea for Scrap the Boys November challenge, but I didn't quite get it done in time. It was on my desk and it was part of the 3 Old 3 New series where I've got these 2 pieces of paper, one with patterns, one without, a packet of thick as titles, and then for my old items, still using up the Vicky Boot and ephemera from Flower Emporium. I've got the gold paste and I really want to use up this art journal booklet. It's got these cool little journaling spots that I always struggle a little bit with my placement of my journaling. So I bought this booklet so long ago and I've hardly used it, but I really like it. And that's going to be on my desk for a while. So you're going to see that in quite a number of videos. But essentially, I really liked this patterned paper. I thought it was quite bright and fun, but it's also a little bit in your face. It's quite intense in its pattern and its colours. So I'm going to cut it into 3/4 of an inch strips, and then I'm going to make this sort of cross-hatch background. I'm not fully interweaving them together. I'm just layering and making it up as I go. So you know, popping a few bits and pieces, stopping when I think I've got enough of a background. I really did want to mount my photo on the reverse side, but I didn't have enough paper left after I'd cut it, and so I just had to improvise. And as you can see, this sort of just flows along. I am again using the My Sweet Petunia glue tool, and I can't rate this highly enough. I love the convenience of the little holder that it sits in. I love just being able to squeeze little bits of glue out when I need them for smaller work. Certainly for my larger work, I still use my tacky glue bottle, but when it comes to just little embellishments, this is it's so good. And the glue dries really quickly too, so you don't necessarily have to you know, let it sit with some of the other tacky glues. Really just super impressed with the tool itself. So if you haven't bought one already, definitely get one. They are really, really handy for scrapbookers. All right, so the theme for Scrap the Boys was a boy's best friend, and of course that's generally some kind of animal. This is Master Cooper. He tends to be a cat lover, but every now and then you'll snap a photo of him with his pals, the dogs that we have at home. And this is our boy dog, Joseph, or J-Dog as we call him at home, and he is such a lap dog. Like, boxers are not the smartest animals, particularly the male versions of boxers. Our female is fantastic. She is so smart and just the best dog. But I think the boy dogs are just, they never grow out of those toddler years. Like, they just consistently act like toddlers. And yeah, it's one of those things where he just loves to sit in your lap. You know, it will be nothing for him to climb up, whether you're in a chair or on the ground. Just always a toddler in your lap. So cute little photo that I snapped, and yeah, basically using some ephemera to embellish around it. I have a bit of an idea of what I'm going to do in the background. So I did go into this with an idea. It was going to have some stencil work in the background with the gold paste. And it's at this point where I think, okay, well, before I start pasting, let's just get a bit of an outline. Let's put some ink down through the stencil that I'd chosen. And the stencil itself is great, but when you put the elements over the top, they weren't working. It was not sitting as well. It didn't grab me. And so I thought, okay, well, do I just put a solid color of black ink down, give some shadow? And that still wasn't working for me either. So what do? All right, we flip this page over and we start again with mixed media. Now, I did leave it overnight and let me sort of think about it within my mind of what kind of technique would actually suit how I'd built that cross hatch of layers. And this is honestly one of my favorite ways to get a background done. The black gesso from Color Blast is my favorite. It spreads so differently. As you can see, that texture that you get, you know, some of it attaches to the spatula and you get these kind of lighter sections, and then you get some darker sections. So the black gesso, on the circle, as you can see, this straight away has a much more improved effectiveness in that background. You could definitely even like stitch over the top of it. You could add some more white circles once you've laid down some black. I could have definitely gone ahead and even added some of that gold paste in the mix as well. But I really just wanted something sort of circular and textured in that background, and that black gesso works beautifully. Now, because I've got that quite heavy background, I'm going to lift up these layers with some foam mounting squares and some foam tape. That just, again, is separating that background from the actual important elements, which is the photo and the story of the layout. So off camera, I'll go ahead and I'll stick all of that down, and we're going to come back and simply add our embellishments. Now, I love how this Happy Place title with its bold black print, I love how that looks with the gap between the black background, which is so textured and fun, and yeah, how it really just it sits so nicely against the color with that little bit popping out. Trying to stash bust as much of the ephemera as I possibly can. I've got that little journaling tag, using that glue tool, sticking it into that background, just tucking it in there. And at this stage, it's purely just about embellishing and popping a few bits and pieces down. I'd run out of mounting squares, so I had to go and find a few more of those. But yeah, I love how this one turned out. I love the bold black background, the cross hatch. I hope that it has inspired you to try something like this background, or, you know, you've seen something in my video that might stimulate your creativity. So that's my share today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.